Hello and welcome to Let Me Get This Straight. We've got a really big show, so let's get right to it. My guest, you all know, she's the former First Lady of the United States. She's written a new memoir, hold book up here. And if I can just add a personal note, she is a positive demon in the sack. Please welcome, live via satellite, Laura Bush. Hi, Laura, can you hear me? Your new book deals with, among other things, your vehicular homicide in high school. Let me get this straight for the folks who may have just walked in. On a clear, moonlit Texas night, you're driving along a flat, treeless road that intersects with same. You blow a stop sign and you run into the only car for miles around. And that car just happens to be driven by your ex-boyfriend, the person who spurned your love. Have I got that right? Boy, I bet you were relieved a couple of weeks later when your future father-in-law assassinated Kennedy in Dallas. Probably took some of the heat off you, huh? I guess you think people will believe anything after 9/11. Which brings us, oddly enough, to 9/11. Let me get this straight for the folks who may have just walked in. You say in your book that on 9/11, you couldn't call your husband on your first try, and he couldn't call you at all. And this left you, quote, shocked about the state of the American telecommunications industry. Now, have I got that right? Oh, sorry. On a day when thousands of people were dying, you were momentarily inconvenienced. Maybe your call would have gone through if your husband hadn't blown up 4 buildings and downed 2 jetliners. You know, it's too bad your nitwit husband didn't have one of those cell phones that everybody on Flight 93 seemed to have that called from the airplane to the ground, a feat that's never been duplicated before or since, except on that day by Barbara Olson, who called her husband, the Solicitor General of the United States, Ted Olson from Flight 77, although he didn't remember this for a couple of days. I'd like to thank my guest, whining, childish, irresponsible, selfish, egocentric, spoiled, rotten little rich bitch Laura Bush. Please join us again for another edition of Let Me Get This Straight.